Hi everybody, we are Mike and Brenda Baker, and today we are going to be talking about 3 tips to stay committed to your marriage.
All right, so tip number 1 in the 3 tips to stay committed in your marriage: choose your spouse. Now, what do I mean by that? Of course I chose my spouse, Mike. I'm married to them. Okay, no, choose your spouse. Choose your spouse every day. Okay, are you still pursuing your spouse? Are you still choosing your spouse? Are you still looking at your spouse and saying, I'm here. This is where I want to be?
Yeah, so often I hear people just be upset because things aren't going right with the stepkids, or the ex is really being annoying and they want to throw it all away. And what we will say to you is keep choosing your spouse each and every day. It's really a daily commitment, wouldn't you say?
It is, absolutely. You have to, even when you're upset. So I leave a note for Brenda every day that I go to work. So not every day, but every day that I go to work. And the reason I do that is I want her to know that I still choose her, that I still pursue her. And so that's how I do it. Am I saying you got to do that every day? No, I'm not saying you got to do that every day. But the whole point is it's something active. It's something that tells your spouse, I choose you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's lots of different ideas to doing those little sweet little things that keep the spark alive.
Mm-hmm. Be creative.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be notes. It can be, maybe you make them coffee. Maybe you make them breakfast. Maybe you bring something back from home when you come home from work. Maybe you, fill in the blank.
Possibilities are endless.
It's simple. Google. Go figure it out. So, with that.
Wait, what did you just spell?
Google.
Oh! Gee whiz, I didn't get that, apparently.
Hopefully I spelled it right now. So,
Yeah.
G-O-G-L-E. So, number 2, right? Unless you had something to say.
No, I don't.
Okay, number 2 is watch your tone. You will hear us say this over multiple videos. You have no idea how important watch your tone is. A wife, I've seen wives do it, and Brenda's done it as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've seen wives do it 1,000,000 times, and it's similar to what kids do. All right?
In what way?
Well, if you call your child and they're like, what? Okay, there's a tone problem there and there's a heart problem there that we're not going to talk about right now. However, if your tone or your response is like that, well, what are you trying to say? All right, that automatically puts on guard. You have to watch you may only be venting, because there's been times when I have tried to vent something, but I didn't tell Brenda I was trying to vent, and she thought I was yelling at her.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mind my tone. I didn't mind the things that I should have minded before I started opening my mouth. Because had I said, can I vent for a minute, which I do now, it would have been a completely different conversation at the time. But my tone made a difference, okay? Your tone makes a difference. Okay, look, tone makes a difference as to whether people go, what? Or what? Okay?
That's very true. Yeah, I remember one of the times that Mike is talking about, and I had a rough day, and I felt like he was yelling at me, and it was because of my rough day, and I took it out on him. These things happen. Apologize and move forward.
Yeah.
Change your behavior too, though.
Yeah. But yeah, tone can set for a whole conversation. I mean, how you really lead out. Tone is how you lead. It's how you lead out in a conversation, or how you lead out with a behavior or in a relationship. And if you just take 2 seconds and think about it, think about your words.
Yeah.
You know the old saying, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything. I'm not telling you that. I'm simply telling you, use the same amount of thought it takes to, if you're not going to say something nice, don't say anything. That means you got to stop and think about it. It's okay.
And if you're going to, say you treat your friends really nicely,
yeah,
but then you go home and you treat your spouse like crap, that's not going to work. And that does not help a happy family. Which
happens a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
So don't do that.
So that brings us to number 3, and this is one you may not hear a lot. Okay, now remember, this is the 3rd tip in how to stay committed to your marriage. Okay, train for gratitude.
Exactly. So what we mean by this is we're going to give you 3 ideas of ways that you can train yourself to have a lot of gratitude for your spouse. The first one is journal. Journal all the things that they do that you appreciate. You want to try really hard not to repeat the same things over and over and over. This should be a daily thing that you're writing down so that you can train your mind to focus on those things about your spouse that you appreciate, that you love, that they do for you, that you admire. What else? Well,
So I have a gratitude journal because, quite honestly, I struggle with gratitude. Okay, so not gratitude towards my wife, but gratitude in general. It's something I've struggled with my whole life.
well,
So
you just
every
want to
morning,
be better.
yeah, and I'm always trying to strive to be better. So every morning I have to write down in my journal, and it's strictly a gratitude journal. That's all it is. 8 things that I am thankful or grateful for. Okay. Now sometimes there are things about Brenda, sometimes there are things about my day, sometimes it just depends. So, but the point is it points, and I do it as soon as I get up. Okay. So the point is that it directs my day towards gratitude. Because for some of us, it's not that I'm not grateful. I just don't have that view of things. Okay. Some people are naturally grateful. I'm grateful the sun's out and the flowers are open and yada, yada, yada. See, that's not me. To me, those are just facts. Okay. So the sun's out. Yeah, I like a nice day like anybody else, but that's something I expect at some point. Yeah, the flowers open. That's also something I expect. So everybody is different when it comes to gratitude. And that was the hard thing for me. I really, really struggled with this gratitude thing. Not because I wasn't grateful for my wife, but because I didn't quite grasp. Everybody I talked to was, grateful for sunshine and rainbows. And I just wasn't that guy. So what I really had to do was dig in to the things I was grateful for. And some days, 8 things, no problem. I'd say most days now. But I still have days where I'm hitting 5 and 6 and I'm like, yeah, my day was so boring. I don't know what else am I grateful? But I don't get up until 8 are written on that page. And it has, and I think, I'm assuming that it has helped point my attitude in general in our relationship with the boys and with other people in a more positive direction.
Yeah, and it just really helps you to remember the things that are really, truly important to you. The things that you appreciate should be the first things that you think about.
Right.
And sometimes it takes some work to train your mind to think about those things. So that kind of goes into the next point that we have to make here. Encourage the journaling will help you to remind yourself to praise your spouse. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it encourages praise. I mean, because with not a humdrum, with just a standard straight line attitude about things, even keel, you're not really looking for anything you're thankful for. So, I mean, the old joke is, I told you I loved you once. If it ever changes, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
That doesn't work. Okay.
Don't do that.
And that's the even keel that I'm talking about. If it changes, I'll let you know. No, gratitude encourages praise, and it encourages praise of your spouse. It encourages praise of your kids. It encourages praise of yourself. It encourages praise of your position. Doesn't mean you're never going to struggle, but it does help alleviate the length of time that you struggle, and you're able to move more quickly back into gratitude.
And it also helps you to just kind of funnel your energy in a positive way, which will give you way more energy.
Yeah.
Unless you have a medical issue or something, it really should give you more energy because you're going to be more happy to get up.
Yeah. Just remember, for every negative comment that's made to somebody or to you even, it takes 5 positive comments to cancel that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or does it?
That's a lot.
Does it even cancel though?
Well, no, I don't think it really even does. Because, it's like when you put a nail in wood, okay? You can hammer the nail in and you can take it out, but the mark is always there.
Yeah. Yeah, and your children are even more you have to be even more careful with negative statements to your children. Do you know that it can take quadruple, I think. I can't remember. I have kind of gapped the actual numbers, but if you say one negative thing to your child, it can take 15 to 20 positive things to get them to get past that one negative comment.
Trust me, I've never told my sons that they were stupid ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, and Mike did a really good job as we were raising our kids up, really showing them, hey, you made a mistake. Get up, move on.
That may have been a dumb thing, but you are not a dumb person.
Yeah. And so it's really important to be extremely careful with your children.
Yeah.
So did you have anything else on that?
Nope.
Okay, so that's all we have for today. We hope that this helped you, and these 3 tips to kind of help you stay committed in your marriage are really foundational, and they might kind of seem boring and the same, but they're very, very important. So we encourage you to take our advice and really put it to work on them one thing at a time, and just move forward in your marriage. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.